Let's start building the second build of Lunar New Year Display by LEGO, set number 80110. And remember from the last installment, we did that, which is pretty. So, without further ado, let's get started on the second manual. So we got to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this one. So take a look and see what we got in here. This one looks pretty interesting, so I can't wait to really get into this one. And so we're doing that one today. And that's where we'll start. So we're going to need these. Alright. And it feels like I'm barely putting a dent in all these set reviews. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I had to use a different size container this time. I'm going to get more of those. Get some more friends if they buy that style so I can get the bigger containers. Okay, we got our brick separator, and this piece came from one of the other bags, so I'll set that back over there. And let's now get started with this. So, yeah, from the last time we've met, which was earlier in the day, probably the next day for you guys and gals, that over there was a pretty pleasant build, and there was absolutely zero sticker. So we didn't have to worry about stickers in this model. So now we are going to finish this up in this installment. So this is, I'm not sure if I'm going to combine these into one video or two. I think I'm going to just keep them into twos. It's manageable instead of just, whoops, that doesn't go there. It's better than doing a very big, nasty file. So, and that kind of thing. Trying to get myself situated here. And, yeah, I've been kind of planning out some new builds I'd like to do, some new homes. So I'm kind of excited on starting something new. And maybe a couple of restaurant projects. Now, I got something in the way right now, and you all know what that is. So, the last build was pretty easy. Everything was broken down pretty simple. The parts are relatively large. So it's not like you're going to be struggling with a bunch of like 1x1, 1x2 plates and stuff, which is always good. So if you have big fingers, or you have a hard time seeing, or pieces just seem a bit too small for you to just manage, this right here would really work. I mean, I don't mind small parts, it's just when it's overwhelming. And the best thing is you don't have stickers to get in the way. Let me turn this the way I can understand it better. Alright. So if you're watching this as a training video, I don't know if this would be considered that or a tutorial, but if you're watching this to check your work and stuff, yeah, sure, feel free. I mean, I don't know if I'll have everything right. We learned some lessons from the last one. So we have a couple of corners, and I remember that 3 of these here, what I can do, this one goes here. This one over here was considered an outcast. So what I'm going to do here is build this guy first, and then we're going to build the opposing corners to speed up the build. Now, you don't have to do that. This one here is the only oddball. So, yeah. Still in the holiday spirit, I guess. Yeah, I had to drop an outlet. It's nice to be an electrician. You can do all that cool stuff too. There we go. Now, these next ones here, I believe that we're going to have to build another one to put here. Okay, so are these exactly the same? Pretty much. So we're going to build them both and see here. And the beauty about Lego is you can do this and not have to worry about people judging you. Just start building. That means that this one here is going to fit here, or it'll fit here. Okay? Because they're both pretty much the same at this point. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you don't have to do that. Well, this is pretty easy, so I guess we could just get away with it because we're practically done with it now. So, sometimes if you're just not sure, just don't do it. You know, just don't attempt it. But you know, I wouldn't normally be rushing through these, but when you're just pressured to get them done, yeah, I have to. But yeah. I had to really clean off this camera, and I'm still doing it. Matter of fact, this camera's sure getting a workout. I'm thinking about buying a newer one. I have the professional grade one, but it's not really... Like this one, I can get really close. The other one, I have to be at least 3 foot away. It's one of those professional jobbies, which I'm going to be honest, I don't really recommend for doing Lego work. Unless you're doing like big scenes all the time, then the 4K will really show up. But other than that, it's not really worth using a 4K camera for those type of builds. Like if I'm doing tutorials, the camera's 3 feet away, it's not going to do me any good. Because this right here is about 16 inches. And I can stand behind this camera to do tutorials. The big camera, professional jobby, no, I can't. I'd be in the way. So, I got it because this one I thought was going bad. Well, lesson learned. So what am I going to do? I don't know. I do have a buddy that's is a news reporter. He's kind of interested in that camera, so I may do that. Even he's like, man, this is overkill for what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, uh-oh, we got a problem here. These are offset here a bit. So it looks like I'm going to have to take this plate off and move it over here. So, even following the instructions, it didn't help out. They got one green one. I guess this is marked for special. And there we go. Yeah, and for some of the guys who are in Lego going, why do my hands have calluses on them? I don't just push buttons. I'm a computer programmer, but you know, I don't know just one trade. I know several trades. Kind of like a handyman in a way, but it's nice to have different licenses and trades and stuff like that and certifications, and you can go any kind of job you want. Whoops, that doesn't go. Even Lego building. I don't know if I wouldn't. I hope this is starting to feel. This is starting to feel like a job because I'm doing nothing but these. But you know, it's nice to know at least more than one thing. Okay, we're putting these on here. The thing about new Lego, it doesn't squeak, huh? I had one guy ask me, go, why don't you just buy new Lego for all your tutorials? I'm like, because that costs a lot of money. Now, when you flip this over, always note the orientation of this friction pin. Okay, you just want to note the orientation. And at first I thought these weren't important. Yes, these are very important, so put those in there. Yeah, I got another U-line haul coming in for more sets, and well, I'm missing a 1x3 plate. Well, there it is. And I'm hoping to get something different than what I've been doing. And I can't talk about the sets that I'm reviewing in this lot that I have now, but I have to tell you I'm already burned out of the theme. This theme, however, the Chinese festival stuff, actually I'm not burned out. This is not a bad theme at all. I like these type of different builds where you can display them. Like this. This is something that you can put up like on your mantle or your coffee table or end table or something, just to add a little bit more color to your living quarters. And you're really going to have to muscle those down in there. Okay. And then you flip it back over. This has to be over here. And we put these in here. So you're really mashing down plates upon plates upon plates. I still have this stuff left over, so I don't know if that came from another bag or not. No, it didn't. And that's where they stop at, right here. It's kind of an odd place, but there we are. And now we'll do the next one. Okay, let's move on to bag 6. Let's begin with this one. And for this being something very basic, you know, the outcome is really good. So, okay. Still need to go out and get a haircut. I always dread going down there and doing that. It's a chore. I don't like doing it, but when I get it done, I feel so much better. Like I got my mop chopped. Go down and my barber's like, "You got a lot of hair." I'm like, "Yep." So that's just because I get lazy. And 2, I'm on my time off, I don't really care, but when it starts dangling in my eyes, and that is a problem. I mean, when I was younger it didn't bother me, now it's like, oh, I don't want to deal with it. And I tried the curtains as an adult, it just doesn't fit my face. Face is a little too more mature for that. When I was a teenager it was okay, or a preteen, but no, I couldn't do the curtain. I can't do the curtains anymore. Okay. So far so good. I think they would have stuck another 4x4 in that area right there. Alright. Okay. Now we get to use the round ones. So they're using a lot of these round plates and stuff for decorations, you know. This is going to be an interesting design. My neighbor has a window similar to this. Well, it has the like a 4-leaf clover pattern. This one's going to look more like a tree. Okay, and then okay, I see right here. I was like, well, these don't line up, but no, yeah, they do. Just not paying attention. Yeah, I'm not really even done Christmas shopping yet. That's another chore. I hate doing that. Alright. So now we got to put all the gold on here now. This thing's got a lot of gold pieces, so okay. Alrighty. Yeah, I've never been to China before. Of course, you hear about all the rules that they have over there, and the quarantines and stuff. It's, yeah. And here where I'm at, they're talking about bringing back the stupid mask thing. I'm like, oh God. I mean, come on, just, not to bring it up in here or anything, but just get, I'm just like, people, get your shots. Just get it done. Just be done with it. You don't want to have to keep dragging these pandemics on and on and on. It just, you know, I'm glad I got mine. I've been around 3 people who've had the flu, just hardcore, coughing all over me. Haven't had a problem, so knock on wood. And that is real wood. Just painted. Alright, so we got our frying pans in there again. Or stud with stick. Just this gold around here alone just makes this project really pop out. It just doesn't look cheap or anything. I mean, I like the stuff that's printed and it just looks good. And there's always a thing, oh, I don't want to pay that much for a set. Well, would you want to pay for something high-end, or do you want to pay some with a bunch of stickers? And for me, I'd rather pay a little bit more and get a better quality product. Yes, you're going to have to shell out a bit more, but if it lasts longer, who really cares? Well, I guess Lego can go over the parts they put in. I guess I can do that too. Wow. Hold on. Okay, their arrows are supposed to be on these 1x2 plates. They're way down here. Wow, somebody didn't proof this. I've done that mistake before. I'll have a manual all done, and I'll go through it and I'm thinking, uh-oh, I gotta fix that. Because it's confusing, you know. I had to look at that twice. And when I write up my manuals, I don't want a builder to look at my stuff twice like that and thinking, what is he doing? I think he means this. Because if I do that, that's not good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and combine steps 59 and 60 together. Ooh, I don't want to have to go down and pick that up. Alright. It's just easier for me to build, you know, like you're supposed to put the radiator grills first and then the round tiles. Well, when I just build it up like that slowly and do that, I mean, you could do it any way you want. There's no rules on how to build a Lego set. And there's a guy on YouTube that how to build a Lego set. And I'm thinking, really? You know, I've been doing this now for a very long time. You know, I can't answer that. And you can tell when people make videos for views, right? Makes videos for views, because if you can't build a Lego set and you have to watch a video on how to do it, you know, tips to make the build experience better, yes. But today I'm going to show you how to build a Lego set. Well, what am I doing? I'm showing you how to build a Lego set right now. I'm giving you tips and stuff on tips on how I do it, but I can't say I'm showing you how to build a set, because you may not have the specific set. You see what I mean? It just seems kind of like I need to make content. You know, for here, I always try to come up with strategies and stuff to see if we can build these faster without making mistakes or having hiccups. You know, that's the whole goal, is to see if it can be done. And that's, you know, I can't, it's like how to make Lego your full-time job. I mean, I'm not going to do that type of video. Uh-oh, we are missing a grill. It must be in another bag. It's not like I have any more of these. So, you know, it's probably in another bag. We'll have to continue on without it. Because I'm missing that and a one of these. Now I'm going to check the junk bin and see, because I could have made a boo-boo, you know, and that's okay. That's what this hobby's all about, is to just make mistakes. And let's see here. Alright, that is for other sets. Well, I don't want to hang up the show too long. So I'm missing 2 pieces, which is unusual. So I think I did bags 5, 6, and 9. So it's probably a 9. So let me go get 9 real quick and we'll take a peek in there. Alright, let's see here. Well, I do see a corner tile in there floating around. And a radiator grill. These may go somewhere else, but I found one of those. See, sometimes I make mistakes. And that's quite alright. You can make mistakes too. Because see, we could take it apart and do whatever we want with it. Now let's move on to bag 7. And usually how those get mixed up is when I do the thumbnail shots. Like I'll just dump out a few of these, and sometimes I'm not really that careful and things just roll in other bags. Alright, so we're doing something here with threaded Technic cross-axle extenders. So I think it doesn't tell you which one, so I'm just assuming it's just this, and this is a number 5. And yeah, let's start. Okay. Yeah. Not sure what it is yet. I could cheat and look, but you know, yeah, I'm not going to cheat in here and ruin my build experience. And what piece goes there? Doesn't mean that gray one. This right here. Boy, that's obscured. I think that's what that is there. It doesn't really tell us, so we don't know. And then there is the one of these lift arms with 1x2 plate. Set that there. So we're slowly getting whatever this is done. Just take your time. And it goes in here. Okay, it does fit in there. Or it does not fit in there. Oh, wait a minute, it goes here. It'd help if I pay attention. Yes, it's a bedside build. That's probably why I'm getting tired. I'm tired of building Lego sets, to be honest with you. It's, you know, I already have those 7 tutorials ready to go. I mean, they're built, they've been proofed, and they're just waiting for me to put them together, or I'll take them apart and re-put them back together in video form so that you can build them. But you cannot do that. It's impossible. I mean, I could write up the building guide, but all right. Okay, I'm assuming it's 2 of these things here. A lift arm with cross axle. I believe those just are dark brown. Probably part of the plant. Just like the orchid and the succulents that Lego sent me for review. Okay, I see where that goes. So this one goes here. Let's make sure here first. Okay, I see what's going on. Alright, let me set that down there. There's actually... You have to pay attention to the legend up here because it doesn't really tell you. With the colors this dark, to me it just looks black. So you actually got to put 3 nose cones on this too. Okay. And we got another one to do. So this bag here is going to be rather boring. we can't win them all. We were going really quick through bags 5 and 6, and once 7 came around, that's it. Okay, how many nose cones? Just the one. Okay. This one sits right here. So we got some plant thing growing out of the base of this. So see, that's what we've done so far. Okay, and then now we've got to do some decorative stuff now. I like these little flower pieces. I'm going to order a couple more of that and stud flowers. And then let's rotate that. And it goes here. Yeah, this is something I could probably put on display, like in my home office or something. So when I have clients over, they can admire it. Of course, we'll do that after the embargo date too, when the set's released. Oh, I see. One faces down, one faces up. So the one that's facing down goes like this, with this thing going that way. And it's got to be where the flower is facing up. So like that. Okay, I guess it's critical because we're building 2 different types here. So we're building 2 different types. Yeah, that's another thing. This one here now, this one's going upwards. So, and this one goes right on top of this thing here. Or I have it backwards. Yeah, that's the only bad about doing foliage stuff, but usually I do my foliage, I do it all by hand. I need to get some more of those blue-green leaf pieces. Those are cool. For like mocks and stuff. So now we got to do more critical stuff here. And I got to really pay attention here. And then now they're showing... Okay, I got it backwards. But I don't know how critical it is. Just try to match the picture as best you can. And there you go. And this one goes here. Mine shows it like this. I guess that's how it is. Yeah. It feels like that's going to break off, but it's really not going to break off. Well, not yet. I haven't dropped it or anything to find out. I don't think I want to. And this one here goes, looks like it goes on this one right there. And that's what it looks like from the book. I guess we just have to readjust some things. So you just mess around with it, I guess. So it doesn't look too bad. Imagine if I were speed building through this, you wouldn't really know. It would be of absolutely no help except for entertainment value. Unless you're watching this just to fill in your room with noise or something. Alright. And I've had some say they watch these for filling in their office while they're working, which is cool. I don't get offended over that, because we all do that. I do it myself, so I just listen to videos, and some people take offense to it. I don't, you know. I mean, whatever floats your boat, as long as you're watching or listening, it's, if you're doing whatever you're doing, yeah. As long as somebody gets enjoyment out of it, that's all that matters. Okay. Put that in there, and then there's two different types of pins. We got a friction pin with cross axle and a regular standard friction pin here. And in here we got two friction pins with stud. So you can attach a brick to that there. And then that booger looks like it goes here. Yeah, so bag 7 is going to be the turd if you don't like doing these type of things. And that looks crooked. Well, it's crooked in the books. I guess I did it fine. It wasn't going down all the way, but no. So now we're going to have to do more of these. You're putting together a flower. You're literally, the flower will probably go faster than putting this all together, huh? Okay. And we have a cross axle in here and a friction pin with stud. There's one. And then this guy goes right over here. I don't see a hole where that can go into. Did I make a mistake? Oh yeah, okay. I made a mistake. This is not supposed to go here. How do you get these out? Take your brick separator. That's what the cross axle's for. Stick that in there, and you just push that out. Okay. This is meant to push this out if you make a mistake. So some people do that, like how to use a brick separator. That's how you do it. And then this goes on here like that. Okay. And then the next thing is another flower. Okay, set that right on that cross axle. Now we got to do more of those flowers again, those yellow flowers. So remember, it's critical that we have to watch exactly how the leaf pieces are going on and everything. So it is critical. These things don't randomly just fit anywhere. So you can't just make and cake. Like this one here goes here. Where do you put that in? Inside the Technic pin. Okay, it just fits right in there. It's snug too. I always thought that was an illegal building tip, but no. And of course we stick a leaf here. And we make one more flower here. Usually they give you extra leaf pieces. Wait a minute, no, that's the other types. And then this one goes here. Still got this thing here sticking out. Okay, now we got to rotate it this way. So now let's get going on the rest of this. Another mock that I've been thinking about building is a church. One time I did a poll. It's like, guys, I'm thinking about building a church. You know, something different. A big church. You know, something more detailed and stuff. And then next thing you know, I started getting people listing religions. And then there was a fight in the comments about religious stuff. I thought, no, I'm not doing any of those. I want to build a church. If I do, it'll probably just be on some other platform because I don't want to build something and there's a whole heated debate over it. I just like them because they got the architecture and stuff. It's something to admire, but I don't want to start a whole religious war on why I built a church. That's, you know, this Lego doesn't do that. I mean, we've had altars where people got married, but that's it. So I think that's probably why they don't do the churches. Alright, so we have 3 and 3. Okay, I got them in there. I don't know how critical those stud flowers are, too. Okay, this one goes on top of here. But Jay, does it really matter? Actually, it does. You know, because I don't want to have to deal with cleaning up drama. It's like doing a set that's targeted towards the LGBTQ community. Some people don't like it. To me, it doesn't bother me. I know friends who are in the communities. You know. Okay, so now we got to put these on here. So I'm just going to randomly grab one to make it more interesting. And we're just going to place these on. Trying to get that centered in there just right. Alright, did I get one on there right? Yes, I did. There we go. I got one on there. Let's grab another one randomly. They're all facing upside down, so I can't see them. So we're going to put all this on here the best that we can do. There. That wasn't so bad. Okay. And this one here, and I'm trying to put them the right way so they can be read. This one here goes up on that one. Looks like it goes right here. Now when you're putting these in, you're going to have to go by landmarks. See, like this one here, it's too high up, so I had to check. And of course, that didn't make much sense, so I just moved the plate over. Set it right down there like that. And see, I still didn't get it right. This one's too low. So I'm just going to take this off here and just move it. Hey, if that was glued together, you wouldn't be able to do that, huh? Okay, I think I got it now. And see, this is still too low here. So you can't see it. You're gonna. Why didn't we just do it like this? I don't know. There should have been an easier way of putting that in there. So it doesn't really tell you. You just have to kind of guess at it. So this one here is lined up with this and this one. Now I just got to put. I got to put it on there the right way. That's probably the only challenge. There it is. So yeah, see that. Got them in pretty. I got them in there exact, so that's good. And we have butterflies in here. Now the thing I like about these butterflies is they are printed animals. Animal figures. So, you know what that means. At least it's something different. And I'll have to see if I can scarf up a few of those. Those are kind of cool to have. If you're making a flower garden or something, those work really nice. especially for a nice spring day. Okay, right there. This goes right between these 4 studs. Okay, there we go. Starting to look pretty now. Decorating it right up. And we got the vape pieces, so we're going to be vaping it up here. And we're going to need to make 2 of these. And these go on the little frying pans. So just turn it in such a way that it's 45 degrees. Just, just eyeball it. Yeah, I've been thinking about making some cookies. It's getting close to Christmas time, and I've been craving for peanut butter and snickerdoodle. So I'm going to have to go in there and heat up the old oven and start baking. Yes, I do bake, guys and gals. Okay, so this is all the leftovers we have for bag 7. Yeah, so far so good. Not too bad. Alright, let's proceed on with bag 8. And this one reminds me more of Valentine's colors than anything else. There you go. Alright, I just thought of another tutorial just now. Not with those parts, but something I want to build in spring. So alright, so I hate when Lego does this. They show an arrow, but they don't show you that it goes all the way into like the next step. Alright, so take this thing and you're just going to have to shove it all the way in. And then we got to do a sub-step here. Maybe this is the satellite dish to receive the alien calls, the alien signals from outer space, so they can talk to the flowers. I don't know, you know how I am doing this stuff. Alright, I'm missing a tile here. It's probably buried, you know how that is. It's probably... Oh, if you really want to tease somebody, here, put those under there. The stud's under here. Oh, well. If this was closed on the back, you could do the shell game, too. Have a little fun with that. Okay. There we go. Keep me entertained there. And then that. And these parabola or parabolic rings are pretty cool for making spruce trees and stuff. So if you get a bunch of those, hang on to them. Okay, because they will come in handy when you're building trees. And we're going to need to make 4 of these. So let's do that. Let me check and see if there's any more in here. Okay, these are slightly different. Let me look here. Let me check again. Okay, those are different. So I wanted to make sure, because there's a bunch of them in here, and I'm only pulling out 4. So I wanted to be sure if they were mirrors, reflections, but no, they're a completely different build. So put these up here for right now. You know, we've been having light rain on and off the last couple of days, which is pretty cool. Matter of fact, they've been talking about we may have more rain than what we're used to. So I got my wipers all working on my car, and since I rebuilt the whole linkage and all that stuff with it, my goodness. First off, the grease is getting pretty pasty, so I'm glad I changed it out. And now those things are like really quiet, like a new car. I was like, oh, I got that working. So I made sure I inspected everything. There was one rivet that was kind of questionable, so I just took it out and just put a lock washer on it and a nut and bolt, and then just, that was it. And just make sure it will never come out, so use some Loctite on it, on the threads. So you'll have to really bust it loose, but the goal is so I don't have to fix it. So it's preventative maintenance. I still haven't done the locks or my doors yet, but I'm going to slowly get to it. So I'm just buying all the materials that I need now to repair all that. So yeah. Am I missing a step here? Okay, I skipped a page. So we built those right now. I skipped a whole page. I'm glad now I looked. We're supposed to do this. So when you're building this, be careful. Your manual may stick like mine. So I'll stick that in there. And the rings are supposed to line up. There we go. And let's proceed on here. So, you know, I never was really into the Lego botanical stuff, right? Like the succulents and the orchid and stuff. But honestly, though, when they're done, they look really good on a desk. So remember when I did the botanical thing and I did the succulents? Yeah, if you ever get those sets, you know, they're not Lego City friendly or anything, but if you get them, they work really well, like just to add color to something. Okay, these go on the bottom rings. So if you ever get the succulents, and I did a complete build on here too, you get those, you're going to get a good build. Ooh, I got to be careful. I've just noticed something. This may be critical. When you put these on here, make sure, look down in there, make sure it's straight across. I don't know how critical that's supposed to be, but we're going to make sure we do it right. But yeah, the thing about getting the samples from Lego is, you know, sometimes I question buying stuff. Like, I don't know if I'd be interested in that. Sometimes, like, it's like watching reviews. Some people have these really watered down reviews, and it's like everything is perfect, and I'm thinking, show me the mistakes, show me the troubleshooting. If I'm really interested in that build, I want to buy it. It's like the Death Star. I went through several reviews just to find, maybe it was like maybe a 13, 14-year-old kid, and he pointed out all the flaws and stuff, and he was like this one that kind of got me into buying the set just watching his reviews. Alright, note the cross axle. I'll show you. See right here? See how they have the line through the cross axle right there? Okay, be sure to note that. Like mine looks just like that. So that's probably going to be very critical there. We already did the seashell part. So those go on the bottom rings. Like that. Just take that, snap it on this one right next to the parabola dish here, and it'll just go in. I think that's how it's supposed to go. So you just have to tuck it in there and just push it down. It's kind of crude in a way, but oh, it doesn't even close up. So you don't want to force those too. You don't want to have to break that and you have to take it all apart to retrieve the parts. Alright. These are built a little different. We got to make 4 of these too. Matter of fact, okay, I was looking at this. They got a sub-step in here. I've been doing a lot of those. Sub-steps are pretty easy to do. So I'm just going to randomly get these done real quick here. Making sure I'm recording and documenting all my footage. That's why our group is called Let's Build It, but what I'm going to do this, so that's what we're doing on this channel is Let's Build It. We're going to build this here. So let's build it. We're building something here, and that's what we're doing. So in addition to just to making reviews, I like to do these type of reviews here where it's just raw. We're going to go into depth. Some people want a quick review. You know, if you really are spending the money on a set, wouldn't you want something that's a little more accurate? All right, these probably go on the top parabolic ring and right in between the other flowers, so snaps right in place. So right on this one closest to us here, stick that holder in there. It'll snap right in place too, so there you go. Okay, that's kind of pretty, and we're not even done yet too. Yeah, okay, we got 4 deer. Too bad there wasn't studs on you can mount a deer head on those. That's what it looks like you would do, is put a deer head on it. Or maybe just somebody drops some strawberry ice cream on the counter. Yeah, that's, okay, we got to make 4 of these, so we're going to just assembly align all this too. Yeah, I just miss building the big models. I really do. You know, building somebody else's idea. And I know there's some out there who are not into mock building. That's quite all right. This could be a hobby, building sets. You know, some people do it. Sometimes it's like I'm just an artist, right? I like to just use my imagination. Like I see a lot of these parts being used for other things. And I'm like, I got to get the review done first before I can part it out. These I'm probably going to display. I may end up parting them out, I don't know. Like I'm already starting to take apart the succulent stuff because there was some pieces on that I really needed, so I started taking those apart. I was like, oh, this set's got all the foliage pieces that I need. So I just wanted to do that. Like, okay, this set's got some... But remember, like on my main channel, what do you think I get all my parts from? Stuff like this. So the whole intent about it is, if you're looking for parts, you know, you get them from sets. And these last ones, you want to be very careful. You're going to have to snap them in that last bar right there. So you're going to have to kind of hold that together. Wait till it snaps. And just kind of gently press it down against the other parts. Don't force it down. Like I just said, there's not a lot of play in there. So you want to just kind of wiggle things in and stuff like that. See how I'm doing that there? I got one more to have to put in here. I mean, this is detailed here. This is not just something we're just throwing in here, but see now? Looks pretty good. This has got some weight to it too. Okay. I thought it was a satellite dish. Maybe it is a satellite dish in disguise to call the aliens from outer space. Yeah, I have a feeling someone's going to be stuck on that. So if you're watching this, I hope it helped you out. Just take your time. You make a boo-boo, just don't keep building. Just stop, back up, take a breath. It's okay. Let me try it again. And if you can't do it again, if you can't do it that time, then stop, take a break. Just take a break. Go for a jog or something like that, and then come back to it. We just got this base done here. Theirs is tilted, mine's is kind of sticking straight up. Huh. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. This is critical here. So let me go back and show you where I made a mistake. This piece is supposed to be on the other side, so it's got to be like this. So like right now I just made a mistake. Well, how do I take this thing apart very carefully? I'm going to have to take off this 2x3. So Just going to have to really finesse it here without disturbing that up there. So sometimes, like I said, I don't want to censor that out, and somebody else in here, you know, will get confused. Because if I messed up, I know somebody else is going to mess up. So this is very critical here. Now there we go. It's like, why do they have this in there? What was the point of that? So now it's like that. So don't do what I did there. Make sure that this lump is right over this. And now it rests right up against there. And it's just like the picture. Okay. So yeah, if you do that, you're not the only one that's made that mistake there. We have those 4 antennas. Okay, we got to. All right, let me see here. All right, goes, I believe, right down in there. So I think it just sits in here. Now I'm going to work this in, taking my 2 fingers here. I'm just going to press down in here and just mush it in. Don't press here. This probably is going to break, but there we go, and it's supposed to do that. So I think with this, it's supposed to be like this. Okay, this feels floppy, but it's pretty sturdy in there. I'm not going to try to risk my luck and break that. Let's get going on this last part. So stick this in here. The stud goes at the bottom. Sometimes those are a pain. And we're going to stick our antennas. And I'm going to have my antennas parallel with the sides. Okay. They give you an extra antenna, so you get a bonus part. I think it's if you break one of these or something. I have yet to break any of these, knock on wood. I have yet to break them. I've taken them apart purposely, but I've never broke them. And then they face down anyways. And this goes in here. I like this piece. I'm going to get more of those. These little cracked shale pieces. So maybe that's the spaceship or something. We don't know. Okay, it goes inside the flower. Well, how does that fit in, or did I miss something? Oh, okay, never mind. It goes like this. Hold right under here and press it down. And twist it to get it to match the picture. I mean, I don't think it's going to be critical where you have to line it up perfectly. But there it is. Okay, and that's it. So we got a bunch of pieces left. I can always use a stud flowers, but I have too many. Did I miss stud flowers anywhere? Indeed I did, I think. Let me go back and check here. Sometimes they just give you extras because they're nice. Oh, there's a piece that I missed. Right here under those deer heads, there's one on the bottom. Alright, so are they critical? I don't know how critical those are. Now, if you got to pull those out, how do you do it? Well, you can see I'm already having problems. So they got to go back in there. Okay, and they go down here. Why? I don't know. I don't think they really do anything other than just for decorations. So, yeah, I was like looking at the thing, and man, there's a lot of extra pieces here. Okay, I think it's just meant to rest up on the other one so you don't press them down too far. So how do you get that out of there? You just have to really hold on to the middle here. Put your finger, this is strong right here, and just give it a good tug. That's going to come off. You're just going to have to wiggle this one loose. And then we're going to stick this here and put it back together. So, yeah, I thought this was going to be quick. It's still an enjoyable build, it's just time consuming. Here we go. Let's make sure here. Yeah, see, it's resting on the previous plate down there. So it's not meant to go down like these are just bottomed out. So I can't get them out in one piece. This has to come off first. Then I just have to kind of wiggle it loose. So if you're watching this, just be sure, because you're going to get confused. Like, I just didn't pay attention there. I skipped step number 3. And just note, if you forget that, it's not like it's critical, but for the complete build of this, you know, and you notice nothing has fallen off yet, except for me messing around with these. But see, I'm going to just come in here, wiggle it side to side. It'll just break loose. Usually it's the last one that's going to give you problems. There we go. Yeah, just make a boo-boo. I mean, I'm allowed to do that, right? Okay. And then we just snap that right back in there. And then there we go. So I fixed it. Okay? Pretty cool. And now we're done. That's a lot better. Now we don't have a bunch of random pieces. So there we go. Let's finish up with bag 9, which is the last one. And I have a feeling it's just a base. I think we're done with that for right now. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. Yes, I think we are. Matter of fact, we're actually still working on this, but there should be some black bricks in there, which there is. Okay. So the stand is probably pretty much identical to the last one here. Now, why didn't they just put this in with the main build? I don't know. You know, I don't get it, but they didn't. But it's there now, and so far that's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Just have to rearrange the flowers a bit, like what you do on a fake Christmas tree. Just fluff it up. Maybe it was just for you to grab in here for extra support. So that's probably what I'm thinking. That's probably why they left that out. And then now we're going to have to continue on here with this. And I'm hoping we're not missing any of those radiator grills. If so, I'm hoping I hope I have a replacement for them. There's 2 of them right there. I guess I can start placing them in now. And I only see one up there. And somebody asked me, do you ever miss parts out of sets? Yes. So like this one, for example, I think we're missing some pieces. Either they've fallen on the floor or they're just simply gone. So, do I ding off build experience for that? You know, it just depends. See, I don't see that piece in here. So technically we were missing parts. I checked all the other bins here, and I don't have any more of those. Let me check that other one. I got like 20 million loose bins here. Okay, I found the radiator grill. It was laying on the floor. And one of those. So that tells me that I need to be a little more careful here. But yeah, I've had sets that were missing pieces. What I was told, Lego goes by weight. So, missing a piece in a set is very rare. I think in the whole time I've done this, probably about 4 sets I've ever had was missing a piece. Out of probably about, maybe about 1,500 sets or so that I've gotten throughout the years. So, you know, it just depends. And I thought we were done with flower arrangements, but no. I really want to get on my campground too. You know, the sad thing about it is I have all the parts to finish it off. So while I'm doing reviews, I'm actually buying more parts to make it even better for your viewing enjoyment. Well, that just doesn't want to go in. Can't really see in there. Oh, there we go. But theirs is kind of tilted up. Oh, there we go. Just have to rearrange some of this stuff a bit more. Alright. Yeah, here we go with the dreaded page sticking together, and we would have got another whole flower. So, yeah, there is some small parts pretty much towards the end of Manual 2. So whoever gets this manual here, you know, as a collaborative project, they're really going to thank you for it. So if you don't like somebody to build, give them Manual 2 and say, here you go, have fun. They'll never know until it's too late. I ordered a few of these too. These blue-green leaf pieces. Okay. These are the same type of parts I use for the pumpkin patch too. And this one here goes here somewhere, but where? Oh. Lego, you need to change the arrow colors. If I had a hard time seeing it, I think someone's going to have a hard time too. So that goes there. You can see. Oh, it's a green arrow. They went a little crooked on it. I guess I could do that too, right? Get a little sloppy on mine. Alright, we're done with that now. We can set that off to the side because now we got to build the base. And this project will be done. And I'm going to go ahead and do the review all in one sitting. I'll do the rough review here for you guys and gals watching this, but for me, doing the main review for this, like the more finished review, this is going to be a real quickie. Basically, I'm just going to do a 360 spin and then talk about my opinions on it. So it's going to be very quick, a very quick review. There was a guy years ago, he used to do quick reviews, and he even had his thing, well, there's no need to have the reviews that long. It depends on the set. Something like this, we don't need to spend like 20 hours reviewing. There's really no need to do that. So, you know, some sets you don't need to spend hours reviewing. Some people do, you know, I mean, it's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, there's just no need for me to do that, so I try to speed up reviews as much as I can. Get to the point. If there's a lot of detail in a set, it's different. You're going to have a hard time. But for these, like something like this here, this has got detail. But I'm not going to need to go and say, let's spend 10 minutes talking about a flower. No, it just doesn't make any sense. So this is the last thing we're doing here is the stand. And I'm getting tired, but I want to excuse me, whoo, yawning here. I want to get this done, and I want to do one set unboxing real quick because it's a real quickie. It's only got like 300 pieces just to get it out of the way and be done with it. So now I can get it done and move on to the next one, because the next batch of sets that I'm going to be building are pretty interesting. And not to say this one's not interesting, this is a very relaxing build, but these are themes that I'm more comfortable with doing. Oh, there it is. So, okay. And honestly, though, just by, you know, since now we're finishing up here, it is a very relaxing build. It's just, now we're doing black pieces. They're on a white countertop. You think it'd be easier to see them, but no, not at all. Okay. And we put these in here. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty much a stand that we're going to be setting everything on. Everything's finished off in this set. That's the thing. Now you're going to need to place 5 of these 1x2x2 corner angular bricks on top of one another. So you may want to start making 5 of these right away. Okay, and then you're just going to start setting them in there like this. So you're going to need 2 on the left, 2 on the right. So they're going to kind of hug one another here. And then just do that. So you don't even really have to read the manual for this. That's what it's supposed to do. So start placing things together. So yeah, I like these builds split up like this because each one of these is a separate build from one another. They're independent. So when the user builds something, you know, you could build one and your partner or mate can build the other one. And it's not like one build has to rely on the other. And that's Lego's intention of doing these, is so, you know, you could do that. A lot more people are getting into this hobby now. And more people are getting into it as adults. I kid you not. It's just, you think Lego is a kid's toy. It is not it by far. You know, I don't know any kids who still heavily do this anymore. A lot of us guys do it because it's relaxing. And where did these come from? Did we forget something here? I think they're supposed to go on the backs of these. Yeah, that's where they're supposed to go. Alright, there's your stand. Pretty cool. Of course, it slides right onto that. There we go. And that's it. Looks just like that, except this thing kind of falls down. Theirs looks better than mine. Let's see here. Oh, it looks just like it. Alright, let's put the manual away so I don't have to trip over it. Rebuild the world. Now, I use that term loosely. Anyways, so this is the second one we built. And this has got some weight. This feels a bit jiggly just like the last one. But honestly, these are really bright and colorful. These are not something that in other words, it's not really a junk project at all. So we'll set both of these side by side here. My apologies for the angle, but we can just do that here. And that's what they look like side by side. So just imagine those sitting like on top of your mantle, like on a fireplace or on a bookshelf or something. And they look pretty good, you know, they look really nice. So I would say that the build experience is pleasant. No stickers, it was smooth. The only thing I have to emphasize is just really be careful, read the instructions. And if you don't like someone wanting to build with you, give them this one here, let them build that. Because this one had a lot of the little pieces on it. Build quality, it's pretty good. I mean, I haven't had anything really fall off on this. So I would say, excuse me, that the build quality in this is really good. It's just sturdy and strong. And of course, you won't be able to drop this into a city. As for a mock, you could make more of these and make different types of themes in here if you want. So you can actually take this style and just put whatever you want in there. So you can mock it up and make it your own design. But anyways, though, that concludes this installment series for the Lunar New Year Display by Lego 80110, and my personal opinion though, this was a very relaxing build. And yeah, so if you need something to display on your bookshelf, there you go. I mean, I'm pleased with this project. It wasn't really a waste of time putting this together. It was just all around very enjoyable to build.